Well, welcome back to Simple Truth. We're trying to pull out some simple truths out of the story of David. We're in 1 Samuel. We're in chapter 24. Read verses 12 and 13 for you yesterday. Asked you the same super simple question. Man, are you making a conscious effort every day to not be wicked, to be righteous instead? That's what David says. Hey, no matter what you do, King Saul, I'm going to not lift my hand against you, right? I'm going to leave you in the hand of God. It's a really hard place for us. We don't like leaving people in the hand of God because we're afraid God is going to be merciful, that God is going to be gracious to people. We can't stand that, especially when we've passed sentence upon somebody. We know exactly what they should deserve, right? We know exactly what they should get. And so when we know that, it's very hard to leave people in the hands of God. Look at verse 14 in 1 Samuel chapter 24 with me. It says this: "After whom has the king of Israel come out? After whom do you pursue? After a dead dog? After a flea? May the Lord therefore be judge and give sentence between me and you, and see to it, and plead my cause, and deliver me from your hand." David again is trying to say, listen, what are you doing? Why are you coming after me like this? You have bigger things to do. You have better things to do. Have you ever felt like saying that to somebody? Like, what are you doing using your limited words today, right? Because you can only get so many in a 24 period. Now I get people like me use a lot of words. But what are you doing using your limited words, your limited thoughts, your limited actions, right? What are you doing spending it on this? That's a fantastic question. Why are you spending your day being mad at your boss, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your family? Why are you giving all of this thought process to how you were just wronged, right? And what was happening? The truth in this matter is Saul's actually coming against God, not against David. But David's appealing to him and saying, hey, I hope God reminds you. I hope God tells you, right? Like, hey, you are wasting your time here. There's a lot of times where I've spent time and energy entertaining thoughts that I should not be entertaining. It's a total waste of time. And instead, I should just give people into the hands of God. Like I said last week, part of the reason we don't do that is we don't want the outcome. We want people to get what we think they deserve. And we're afraid that God isn't going to do that. But David, over and over in this little section, keeps saying, I'm going to leave you in the hands of God. God will judge between you and I. God will remind you. I'm praying that God will remind you that this is a total waste of your time. So maybe rather than, coming up against people, maybe we should be living a lifestyle so that we can actually remind them through prayer. God, remind these people that, man, this is insignificant, that this is important, that I wouldn't do this, right? That they're wasting their time. Again, Saul is using his time trying to figure out how to get David. Man, I bet you that you know situations like that. People trying to get you, right? Rather than coming back up against them. Just give them to God. Remind God, hey, this is what's going on. And then pray that they will see through the wickedness and get to the godliness of the moment. Regardless of how much we do, we're going to have to do more, right? We're going to have to fight harder for people when we start declaring things about them. So you just make it harder and harder and harder to forgive someone when you just keep harboring wickedness, when you keep harboring those thoughts. According to God, you're going to have to forgive them because the way you forgive is the way you're going to be forgiven. So chew on that for a little bit. We'll see you next time right here on Simple Truth.